so media, and you know when they see the I am so media, you know the saying. That's one of them ones. 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 I am so media, and you know what it's saying. That's one of them ones. 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 Yo, Prince, doing the most, hold the crown with a steady hand. Break down the game for the pros and the Betty fans. Got the podcast on the go in the second cam. So when the ball hit the floor, then I let it jam. This the channel that they clicking and clicking and clicking again. I am so media. What up, yo? That's one of them ones. I am so media, and you know when they see them, I am so media. You know the saying. That's one of them ones. 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 I am so media, and you know what it's saying. That's one of them ones. 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 Yo, Prince doing the muscle crown with a steady hand. Break down the game for the pros and the Betty fans. Got the podcast on the go in the second cam. So when the ball hit the floor, then I let it jam. It's the channel that they clicking and clicking and clicking again. I am so media. What up, yo? That's one of them ones.
What's good? What's good? What's goody? This is Prince back with another one. Prince of basketball. I am him, the needle mover. You already know what it is, one of them ones. Another episode of What Are We Doing? Got a lot to get to. Again, man, playoffs is about to be wild in the WNBA this season. Shout out to all the ladies out there who've been working hard all season long, making it to this point. Even the teams that didn't make it, shout out to y'all as well. I know a lot goes into getting ready for a season, getting through a season, the ups and the downs. So just wanted to give all the ladies out there a shout out because some teams won't be mentioned. Some players might not be mentioned until the offseason when free agency starts. So just wanted to give them their love. You know, iamzomedia, we big on supporting all the women out there. Again, man, shout out to all the ladies out there, but we got a lot to get to. This is iamzomedia, another episode of What Are We Doing? Hit the like button, share this stream out, X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, Instagram, Facebook, even on YouTube. Tell a friend, all of that. Put the love out there. Stop hoarding the information. This is iamzomedia, man. Stop hoarding the information. We want to teach the world. But man, appreciate all of y'all for continuing to support the channel. Let's get to this, man, because I got a lot to say about this topic. A lot to say about this topic. I mean, when you think about a propaganda machine, Chicago Sky should have a picture of their logo in the dictionary next to propaganda machine. I don't understand what their angle is here. I don't understand what their goal is here. Maybe they were asinine to the Angel Reese fan base, the Angel Reese fan club, supporters of Angel Reese, right? I'm a supporter of Angel Reese, even though Ajawilson is my favorite player. I'm a big supporter of Angel Reese. I want to see her be successful. I want to see her win. I want to see her light shine. I want to see her be her best self. I want to see her develop over the next couple years because I think she can go down in history as one of the best to ever do it. As long as her development continues to grow, as long as her head's in the right place, as long as her support system is there for her, I think she can go down as one of the greats. She got the potential, the motor, the energy, the off the court buzz, all of that. So even though I'm an Ajawilson fan, I want Angel Reese to be successful. I'm an Angel Reese fan. Like I'm an Angel Reese supporter. I'm an Angel Reese fan, right? Um, I don't understand. I'm really trying to understand what the goal of the Chicago Sky was this season with Angel Reese and the promotion of her, the backing of her, all of that. Like, it's very weird. I don't understand it. I can't wrap my head around it. I've been trying to put on my GM hat. I've been trying to put on my coach's hat. I've been trying to put on my player's hat, right? I still don't understand what the angle is here, because when I look at this, right, I say, as an organization, if you believe in the player, you're going to do whatever you can to make sure they feel good about the organization. You're going to do whatever you can to make sure the players on the team kind of fit their skill set. The players on the team understand the task at hand. The players on the team kind of has your star players mindsets, right? And I said this in the beginning, nothing Chicago Sky did this season really mimicked what Angel Reese needed in year two. Didn't mimic what Camila Cardosa needed in year two. The whole entire system was kind of built around, and it feels like from the get-go, Courtney Vandersloot. Don't want to get into that. We'll get into that later in the offseason, probably on a future episode of What Are We Doing? But last night, I'm watching the game. Angel Reese did not play in the final game of Chicago Sky's 2025 season. They've been eliminated from the playoffs for about a month. Since like game 30, I think it was game 35, whatever it was. She sat out after her suspension with back injury. I said she wasn't coming back. I felt she shouldn't have came back from the back injury. She already proved to the fan base who she was. So if the fan base would have been upset by her sitting out, that's on them. I mean, she's already established as the best rebounder in the league. We already know who she is, what she's capable of. I mean, I didn't need to see her come back to know that. So I really wanted to protect her for next season, because this season was officially over. The game she came back, it was officially over, right? So I really wanted her to get healthy. I really wanted her to kind of sit back in the weeds, connect with the front office, and see what we could keep this season, what we could let go. Like, usually star players, when the season's going like that and you're dealing with injuries, that usually happen in like the last couple weeks. You're really just kind of turning on your player slash GM hat. You're doing a bunch of meetings with the front office, just trying to figure out what the team's going to look like next year. You start planning out what your college scouting trips are going to look like, all of that. But apparently none of that happened, because if it was happening, Angel Reese wouldn't have made those statements, right? It seemed like they was out of frustration for the front office not putting things in perspective for her. And that's why I didn't want her to apologize. Stand on all 10, create a standard. Either Chicago Sky is going to abide by that, or they're going to move you. And right now it's 50-50 on how they're going to like operate with this. I'm not even 75% sure they're going to trade her. Chicago Sky is a little conniving, so no telling what's going on behind the scenes. Again, they kind of control the power as far as like holding her out. She's still under contract for 2 years, so no telling what Chicago Sky plans are with her. It's definitely going to be an interesting summer. But last night I'm watching the game and I was a little upset. Want me to tell you why? I'm gonna tell you why I was a little upset. Um, Chicago Sky did a on court propaganda machine event. Like, I've never seen the TV. Like, this is the weird thing. This is how I know the front office was in on this, because if you watched the Chicago Sky game last night, most times, and I've been watching basketball forever. I've never seen this. Most times, even if it's the last game of the season, the first game of the season, somebody break a record, whatever it is, really go back in history and watch basketball. Go back and watch all the games this season. Every team's last game this season, none of them ended like Chicago Sky game ended. So I'm watching the game before the Aces game come on, right, on my channel. We're doing the live stream. So we covered the last quarter of the Chicago Sky game, and the game ends, right? Usually they show about 1 or 2 minutes of both teams hugging, maybe somebody getting a sideline interview at the end of a game. They'll show like that 2.5 minutes of the sideline interview at the end of a game. But Chicago Sky lost their last game of the regular season. They're not in the playoffs, and the broadcast continued to show literally 10 minutes of screen time. And it was all a propaganda once you put it into perspective of things I just said about it not usually showing that much. Then Tyler Marsh, had the unmitigated gall to grab the microphone and say, "We've worked hard this season. We've shown a lot of progress. We and these players deserve respect." What? Man, if I was the fans, I would have threw tomatoes at him. This is what we're doing, Tyler Marsh. You're a head coach. Head coach, have some pride. Have some dignity about yourself. Have some wherewithal to understand what this season has come to. First of all, as a competitor, I will never, never beg for respect. I demand respect according to how I approach people, how I carry myself, and the respect I give others. Look at this roster. Where's the fans' respect for showing up to the arena every night? Where's the fan respect for taking their earned money in this society that's literally on the brink of a recession to still come out and support the team, the concession, buy jerseys that don't go to the players, it goes to the organization. The players get none of that money. Where's the fans' respect for putting together a competent team for them to come out and cheer for and support and spend their hard-earned money for? That was so disrespectful to the fans. That was so disrespectful to players around the league who've been putting in work. Your team was not good. You didn't live up to the offseason expectations that you in the front office put out there. You don't use that moment to say they deserve respect. You're literally begging the fans to show them respect because you've been hearing the backlash from how you and the organization has conducted this season with players, roster construction, development, i.e. Angel Reese, Maddie Westbell. Great job, Maddie. I've been taking up for you all season long. I've been telling people that is not the Maddie from Notre Dame, that Tyler Marsh has been holding her back. When she's in the game, Tyler Marsh has not been looking for ways to get her to basketball. I've been saying that since the preseason. The preseason. It took for all of this to happen for him to give Maddie Westbell a chance. Shout out to Maddie, man. Shout out to Maddie for staying resilient because a lot of players of her caliber coming out of college, of her caliber that was producing like she was in college, that was labeled a perennial stretch four like she was, would have folded, would have stopped working on their craft. But apparently she kept her head down, stayed in the film room, stayed committed to her craft, and just waited her turn. And hopefully next year she reaps the benefits of her final game, career high. I think she had like 6 or 7 threes. I can't remember which one it was. But shout out to Maddie. Just wanted to put that out there. But what Tyler Marsh should have got on that microphone and said is, we want to thank the fans in the arena, on the television, out the country, in the country, for supporting us through this season of these ups and a lot of downs. We want the fans to hold us accountable this offseason because we will hold ourselves, the roster, the players, the front office, and the coaching staff, even the scouting and training personnel and development personnel. We will all hold each other accountable at giving you a better product and something to cheer for in 2026. And in 2026, starting in game 1 of the preseason, we will earn your respect. We will earn your loyalty and your utmost appreciation of how we're going to fight in 2026. That's what a head coach, somebody competent, somebody with a mindset of competitiveness and understanding would have actually got on that microphone and said. That is a shame. The propaganda that the front office and this coaching staff and some of these players, because I was watching their reactions. What are y'all out there crying for? I want the people to know this. I want people to realize something. They spent 12 to 15 minutes on the court crying and hugging each other like they were going to leave the court and never see each other again. Don't y'all know? I'm about to make y'all laugh. Don't y'all know once they left that court after doing this funeral, they was going back in the locker room and could have stayed in the locker room however long they wanted to. Don't y'all know some of these players is about to go to dinner together? Don't y'all know some of these players is about to go to the other player's house? They're probably at their house today, probably had a sleepover. Who knows? They're probably in each other's hotel's room. Who knows? They act like they was about to leave the arena like this was graduation. They was acting like this was graduation and they weren't about to see each other again. You're literally about to go to the locker room and get undressed, put on your street clothes, and do interviews. Come on, man. Get off the court, man. Get off the court. Wave bye to the fans. Tell the fans thank you for coming out this season and move on, man. All that other stuff they keep doing, this propaganda, propping people up and all of this. Y'all got to stop it, man. Y'all are continuing to put a bad stain on the WNBA, how things are operated from a front office standpoint in the organization. Let's be better, Chicago Sky. Tyler Marsh, be better than that. Have some self-dignity. Have some wherewithal. Where's your leadership? Where's your accountability with the fans? You had no accountability the way you got up there. You should be ashamed of yourself. I'm sorry. Chicago Sky needs to clean house. And again, I'm pretty sure we're going to continue to talk about this situation. We're going to continue to talk about Chicago Sky offseason. The playoffs is coming, so I'm pretty sure others will continue to do it, but I got to move on. My Aces are in the playoffs. I'm going to continue to touch on it if something comes up, but I'm not going to be hanging my hat on it. The Aces playoffs is here. We're on our road to another finals. But again, Chicago Sky, you got to do better, man. You got to do better. You got to do better. Like, you got to do better. Let's get to the next topic, y'all. This topic right here is very interesting. So there's two parts to it, right? That I feel, right? I can't get mad at Shakira, right? Because she just kind of piggybacked off of what Angel Reese kind of said, right? So I can't be 100% mad at her. She kind of just piggybacked off of kind of like Angel Reese's statement. If you listen to her statement, she kind of took some things out of there, twisted it her own way, and said what she felt about how her offseason wants to go, right? But this is my thing that I don't really 100% agree with. I'm going to say this. Again, I get where she's coming from. I got no problem with players voicing their opinion. But this is where I don't 100% agree with. Why are you talking about winning and being with winning players? You're not in a bad organization. That organization has stuck by you when you've been injured riddled for a year and a half. Shakira, you were the number 3 pick in the draft, and you are not giving them number 3 production. So be careful with your words, because that Angel Reese and you are in two different predicaments when it comes to their front office and the roster. They are putting a great roster around y'all. They're showing Shakira they believe in her by moving off of Aaliyah Edwards. So I don't know what her gripe is. I'm really trying to understand what her gripe is, and it's kind of falling on deaf ears a little bit. I mean, Mystics have one of the best young rosters, young cores in the league. They have 3 first-round draft picks. I don't really understand her true gripe. Again, I get what she's saying. She want to win, but that's why I'm 50-50 on it, because I get it and I can't complain because Angel Reese said it. So I can't just come back and say, well, this player's wrong and that player's right. So that's why I say I'm 50-50, but the circumstances are a little different. I don't really understand what she's pushing at here. I would have rather her say something about I'm going to get healthy, come back and focus on playing a full season and giving Mystics the opportunity to see the number 3 pick they drafted. Like I would have rather her say that. I don't get her stance a little bit. I don't get her stance, even though I can't say she's wrong because I said Angel Reese isn't wrong and I didn't want her to apologize. So I don't even want her to come back and apologize if that's how she feels. That's how she feels. But I'm just trying to understand her angle of why she said it like that. But hey, this here nor there. Shakira is a talented player, one of the best up and coming front court players in the league. If she can just stay healthy, great athleticism. She showed some scoring abilities this season versus last season. Again, she came into the season banged up. I think she missed the first couple games, and then she missed some games along the way as well. She worked her way into the starting lineup, so that lets you know she has some work ethic. So apparently she's doing everything right to work her way into a starting lineup coming off an injury. But I just want her to give them a full season of healthiness before she says something like that. But again, that's why I'm 50-50 on it. Voice your opinion, but I'm just kind of like wondering why she said something when she hasn't been healthy. That's just kind of where I am with it. You haven't been 100% healthy for the season, so I mean, it is what it is. Let's wrap up with this last one, man. Let's wrap up with this last one. See your way out. And look, it's a play on words, right? AB, see your way out. Aaliyah Boston, Sophie Cunningham, see last name. So I did a little pun. That's a little pun there. I did some alphabet. Shout out. Hey. I be doing my thing sometime. But what I don't understand about this situation is why are so many players? The WNBA is so weird. I've never seen this before. Why are so many players on other teams talking about other teams during the regular season? Am I missing something here? Usually you do that in the off season. If you're a free agent, you talk about where you want to go and you mention the team and why you don't want to go there. Why are so many players getting on podcasts talking about other teams? Man, don't you got a team? Ain't your team in the playoffs? Go focus on your team. I don't understand these WNBA players. I've never seen. You don't see that a lot in the NFL or the NBA. Like whatever if a reporter asks another player on another team about another team, most of the time they'll give the political answer. Hey, we got a lot of stuff we're working on here. Whatever they got going on, that's their thing. Why are so many people on other teams turning into Malcolm X? Aaliyah Boston, Sophie Cunningham, y'all have never said a word in your career that I was like, man, they know they're well spoken. Stop it, man. You're not Malcolm X. Go sit down somewhere, man. Go sit down somewhere, man. I never view either of you as real leaders. Go stop it. Why are you giving people advice? Then you got the nerve to want to speak on Angel Reese and what she should say, keep in the house. Man, move around. Sophie Cunningham, first of all, aren't you involved in a lawsuit? Allegedly. I don't want to say it's true or not, but I'm just saying, isn't there reports out there you're involved in lawsuits with the Phoenix Suns owner and all of this collusion? What go worry about that. Aaliyah Boston. How about you worry about getting out the first round of the playoffs? Y'all get on podcasts and just, hey man, I don't know, man, but it's starting to get to me. Y'all gotta, hey, all the players, I don't care who you is, even if it was Ajawilson, I would tell her, chill out. That ain't your team. Why are we getting on podcasts speaking out of turn on other teams? See, what they're doing is they're getting on podcasts with retired players. They're retired. They can say that. They're not playing for anyone currently. You're still in the WNBA. Stop speaking on other people's teams. Damn. I don't understand this. Move around. But man, that's it for today, man. Another episode of What Are We Doing? I'm your host, Prince. This is iamzomedia. And I'll see you on the next one. Let's go.
They be saying I do the most. 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 Yo, iamzomedia, one of them ones, breaking down the women's game from 3, 2, 1. It's Prince, baby. Y'all been acting dense lately. Running laps around y'all like Coach Neal's baby. I'm Kim's plans, putting the program on a pedestal. Y'all ain't even at the tippy top of the reticle. Y'all ain't on the radar. I am the sword onto the Rangers, the internet savior, greater than the greatest. What the weaklings whine and hate it. I go hard in the paint, not even Candace can fade this. Pay attention to the channel, not the analyst cameras. Turn the cameras to me, cause they just can't handle it. It's free information. The same info could change your life and lead you to salvation. All I ask is that you tell the world about me, not the Masons. Who else you know do it like this on a daily basis? They be saying I do the most. They be saying I do the most. They be saying I do the most.